how to overcome them. Please welcome Soleiman Bolour.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Hello, fellow members. Thank you. So, did you catch that? Ha! That's the exact same thing that I'm here to talk about, is crutch words. How do we overcome them? Why are we so used to constantly saying them? We have our very own counter today, someone who helps us by ringing the bell so we become aware of using crutch words, filler words. The question is that enough? There was a study done, Harvard Business Review, 4,000 spoken communication samples. In these samples, they figured out why is it that the audience, or what is it about the audience when they're listening, how do they relate or receive that information? What are some of the things that we should avoid so we can become better speakers? The first one was that the audience engagement decreases when we use filler words. Yes, granted, it's if we overuse them. It's not once in a while. It's when you're all of a sudden going consistently because you're either nervous or for whatever reason. They become disengaged from your presentation. The second one, as I mentioned, they start to think, your audience starts to think, is he distracted? Is he nervous? Like, is he like confused? Does he not know what he's talking about? And then the most important thing that I found fascinating for me was that filler words take a lot more cognitive effort on your part. So if I'm up here giving a speech, whether it's I have a projector or not, or a slide, if I'm all of a sudden going, this line, you start to think to yourself more about things as to what you want to do in your day-to-day than actually paying attention to me. And generally speaking, we usually don't ring the bell when the speaker's up here. It's only on other things. Just a note for you, Mark. Hey, still getting it. I'm going to do a little quiz for you guys. I'm going to ask you guys a question, and in that question, well, not in that question, I want you to give me A or B. Is it a crutch word or is it correct usage? First one is, well, what I think is, was that crutch word or not? Correct. Here's another one. He's a great speaker, but he tends to rush his closing. Yes, well done. Now moving on to how do we overcome crutch words? What's the best way to practice this besides having someone ringing a bell? The ringing the bell is almost synonymous to me counting my sneezes and thinking to myself, I'm going to stop sneezing. That's not how it works. That was supposed to be a joke, but it didn't go that well. Great. So here are 4 tactics that you can do to better your filler words. And this was directly from the Toastmasters website from an article by Joel Schwartzberg. The first one is embrace the pause. I know I'm a culprit for that. I have a challenging time pausing because I think that I'm not being engaging with the audience, and so I want to rush my words. But pausing and taking a breath and thinking, not necessarily thinking, but just tuning in to my body allows me to feel more relaxed and able to present better and actually engage with my audience instead of being stuck in, what do I have to say next? Am I saying it right? Am I going in the right order? Making sure you pause. The second one is slowing down. Again, I am definitely a culprit of that. Slowing down. Making sure that I get eye contact. Pause for effect. Make it suspenseful. bring you to the edge of your seat, take a breath, and make you get curious as to what am I going to say next. The third, and I think this is why we are here to practice, is knowing our point. What's your beginning? What's the transitions within your speech? And finally, what's the ending? If you get those really, really dialed in, the rest sort of can play around, and you don't have to worry much about what it is that you're saying verbatim as to what your speech was. But knowing the beginning, the middle, like transitions, and then the end are crucial. And then finally, this is why we're here at Toastmasters, practice, practice, practice. This is practicing at home, practicing here, all about practice. I think I've practiced this speech at home probably at least 15 to 20 times, over and over again, timing myself, evaluating myself like, okay, what could I do better? Let me clarify the transitions. Let me really dial in the sort of beginning joke of the ah and ums. Let me just dial the transitions as to what I'm going from beginning to next. Making sure you practice is crucial. So, oops, I did it again. Let's knock back in. I hope this was informative. It gave you an understanding of how to better your speech by not using filler words, by pausing, slowing down, knowing your point, and practice. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.